Hello, I'm Antandra, and today I'm going to be talking about how to make a dub beat in Ableton Live. Now, it's kind of a pet peeve of mine, a lot of people using dub and dubstep interchangeably, or dub and techno dub. They're three completely different styles of music and different types of beats, and I could kind of demonstrate each one. I might do that in another video. For now, I'm just going to make a basic dub beat. So without further ado, the beat's going to sound something like this in the end. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a drum rack onto this MIDI file. And I'm going to open up a preset. I actually have this rack that I like to use. I've built this rack myself, and it's just covering all the pads with all of my favorite kicks, snares, and hi-hats that I could find, crashes and tom samples, everything I'd want to construct solid drum beats. So I encourage you to do the same. Just search for kicks and hi-hats and snares and just go through them, and any that you hear that you like the sound of, just drag it into your drum rack and then save that for later. You know, you might have to trim some of the samples, just depends on your library. But yeah, that's what I've done here. So I have a ton of different kicks and stuff. Alright, so we're going to make a drum beat that's dub influenced. And so, yeah, I was born in Jamaica, so I have kind of a background in reggae music. My dad was in a reggae band. He toured with them for 10 years, Justin Hines and the Dominoes. And so, yeah, I've been around reggae music my whole life, and one of the characteristics of a dub beat is it's heavily accented on the downbeat. So they call it the one drop, the basic reggae beat. So I'm going to go ahead and construct what that sounds like. So right now I'm at 72 BPM. I'm just going to start with a hi-hat to give me a little reference rhythm. Okay, so we just have a closed hat, and basically a dub beat's going to be like so we're just going to try and recreate that basically. A big key here is where the kick lands is on the 2, and then we also have a rim shot layered with the kick a lot of times. So I'm going to find like a nice wood clacky rim shot. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm just going to search for rim shot. I don't see one. And then I'm going to preview these. So this will work. I'm going to drop this here, replace this kick sound. And so we're just going to use this. So I'm going to turn this down a bit. And we're going to work with this hi-hat pattern. So I'm just making the pattern that I hear in my head. So that's the basic rhythm, and then I'm going to select all that and quantize it to the 16th groove, because a reggae dub beat often has a lot of swing. And that already sounds a lot better. Now I'm going to turn down these hi-hat sounds because they're really intense. I'm also going to turn down that rim shot. And maybe try a different kick. This kick sounds very jarring, almost like a psytrance kick, a lot of high end. So let's try a more subby one, maybe this grouch kick. This came with the sample pack that came out through Enigmatic Records. This techie beat, this techie kick sounds good to my ear. So I like to keep my beats at around -6 usually, well, most things, or lower, but that's a good starting place. Gives me a reference point. Then I could go in here and EQ my individual kicks and snare and hi-hat. So just drop this on here. So I'm going to work on the kick. Just going to take out a lot of that top end because I don't want it to be super clacky, or I don't want it to sound like a basketball necessarily. Just want a nice, not too deep, but rumbly kick. And then I'm going to go up here and EQ this hi-hat. A lot of times I like to take all the lows out of my hi-hats just so it's real top end. Doesn't interfere with anything else. You could add variations, so if I double this loop up, can copy this out and create a different pattern here. And maybe I'll add some so you're hearing the dub foundations here, and I don't mean the band. It really just depends, you know, changing your drum sounds is going to completely change the vibe, changing the rhythm up, changing the tempo, the amount of swing, the type of swing. But yeah, it's a good start. And mixing the drums, so I might still turn down the hi-hat just so it's present, but it's barely noticeable. It's more background. It's not a hi-hat song. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. That's all I'm going to get into in this tutorial. I've created a dub beat. I hope you like it. There's going to be a lot more tutorials to come. Feel free to let me know if you have any suggestions. Feel free to subscribe and comment if you have any questions. And be sure to check out my SoundCloud. All my music's free and name your price. And yeah, until next time, guys. Thanks.